Now that we've explored the big ideas, examined some anchor lessons, and seen what self-regulation looks like in action in a real classroom setting, we're going to focus on how you can plan for and design learning activities that target the development of these skills in your students. In this lesson, you will begin to plan how you can design learning activities that incorporate opportunities for your students to develop self-regulation skills. Throughout this course, we have tried to develop a shared understanding of what we mean by student self-regulation. This is one of the core skills required for living in the globally connected, complex world of the 21st century. By using detailed definitions and rubrics as a framework, we've discussed and analysed learning activity designs which demonstrate self-regulation skills. It is clear that without designing for these self-regulation skills, students will not have the opportunity to develop them. We would like you to focus on your planning for the next month or term and try to incorporate opportunities for students to develop self-regulation skills. Think about your students and their experiences to date and how this will have implications for the learning activities you design. You need to consider what types of self-regulation your students will engage in. But before you begin, let's review the self-regulation rubric and decision tree. As a reminder, take a look again at the self-regulation rubric. Looking at the rubric, do you understand the analysis and how you can code learning activities? Do you understand the criteria for each of the codes? For example, as you can see, to achieve a code 2, the learning activity is long-term, and students do have learning goals and associated success criteria in advance of completing their work. But students do not have the opportunity to plan their own work. Keeping the self-regulation rubric and decision tree in mind, select a learning activity that your students will engage with in the near future. Can you design learning opportunities so that the learning activity provides sufficient time and the students are aware of the learning goals and success criteria from the start of the activity? Will your students be required to plan their own work and to revise their work based on feedback? What we would like you to do is post the learning activity you've designed to the discussion forum in order to get feedback from your peers. If a colleague from within your own school or your professional network has participated in this 21 CLD course and understands how the self-regulation decision tree or rubric is constructed, please ask them for their advice or feedback on the learning activity you have designed. We would also like you to give comment and feedback to at least 2 other educators on the learning activities they have prepared for their students. It is only by working collaboratively together that we can inspire each other. Based on the feedback you have received, make adjustments to the learning activity you have prepared for your students. Then, work with your students in the classroom and try out your learning activity. What happened? What did you observe in the classroom as the students engaged in self-regulation? Were there particular skills that your students demonstrated? Did they need extra input that you had not anticipated? In short, what worked and what didn't work? For further inspiration, you can go to the Microsoft Educator Network, where there are a range of learning activities that educators from around the world have designed.